Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Most Accurate Podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Eakins, joined by my buddy who always we're matching no matter what. No discussion. Every week we have the same color on.
I just changed shirts too, and we still ended up matching.
As did I, because I was in my pajamas up until about 5 minutes ago. But it's Justin Edwards. Justin, I just dropped off my son for 11th grade, the start.
Whoa.
Yes, he should have driven himself because he is 16, but he was lazy and did not get his license in time. So I had to drive him, and we'll have to drive him until April, actually, which is not ideal. But anyway, that's been my morning. How have you been?
Good. I mean, my morning's been mostly staring at the same screen I'm staring at right now, but it's good. I've got a right smack in the middle of the busiest month. We had the expo a couple weeks ago, which was a lot of fun. I'm going to a bachelor party on a houseboat this weekend, which I thought I had aged out of bachelor parties, but I have apparently not. But the boat has Wi-Fi, so I'll still get to type about fantasy football on the lake.
I have a feeling that will be few and far between.
It'll probably be all in the morning, I'm going to presume.
I have a feeling when the entertainment arrives. Well, you're on a houseboat that's not on land. I mean, you're going to be out. So yeah. So either the entertainment has to be along for the entire trip, or there is no entertainment.
Right. Yeah. It's just we'll just have to entertain ourselves.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of the typical
take that as
the typical, movie bachelor party. I figured there would have to be some sort of stripper there that you would have to fend off as you type about running backs or something of that.
I don't think it'll be like a Stephon Diggs situation.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. We are not busy at all, Justin and I. So we just figured maybe, we didn't have enough to do in the writing department. So we figured we'd come on and talk to you guys for a little bit. Actually, it's a nice change, honestly, from statistical research and writing for me, at least.
This is by far the least stressful thing I do in a day. Just hang out and talk to you.
Yeah, pretty much same. We're going to talk some sophomores today. Some guys that maybe have broken out a little bit or we're expecting them to break out more, or haven't broken out at all and they're going to break out, something like that. Mostly we're going to talk running backs and wide receivers. The only tight end really sophomore that counts is Brock Bowers, and there's absolutely no reason to talk about him. So we're not going to do that. As much as
you guys already know.
As much as I love him, we're not going to chat about him. But first, of course, before we get to that, we do have the weird sport of the week. As I've said, we've been doing this for a while now, and it's getting slim out there, but I found a new one. We have the World Gurning Championships. So this takes place at I guess it's Egremont Crab Fair in the UK. Basically, it's people just stick their heads through some sort of horse collar and make funny, weird faces. This is a real thing. This has been going on since 1267.
That's impressive.
That's a long time ago. The fair was established in 1267. I'm not sure exactly when the World Gurning Championships. I will say this: there is one man named Tommy Madison who has won it 16 times in a row. If anyone's bored and wants to Google Tommy Madison World Gurning Championships, he does make a pretty gross face. I would give him the championship if I was a judge in that. I guess these people don't abide by the, if you make a face, it'll stick that way rule, because some of these are awful. And if they were to stick that way, that would be a rough way to go about your daily life. Justin, anything to say on the World Gurning Championships?
They're hard to look at, honestly. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the mid to late 90s, I guess maybe early 2000s, the bitter beer face commercial.
Oh yeah.
Like Bush or Coors or whoever did that. It's that face. And they've been doing it for a lot of years.
And it doesn't exactly say what the prize is. Oh, I see a picture here of Tommy Madison meeting Queen Elizabeth.
I saw that one too.
Whilst making the face through a horse collar. Imagine you get a chance to meet the Queen of England and you do that.
You got to make that freaking face.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, all right. So that's our weird sport of the week. Let's move on to actual fantasy football topics. We'll start with running backs, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first guy I have on the list, not someone that you really need to be convinced to draft, but we'll talk about him anyway, and that is Bucky Irving. Right now, I didn't write down his ADP. Interesting. Okay. Well, no, yeah, I did. I did. He's RB10. He's being picked 21. So he's going to cost you a second rounder. He's the 10th running back off the board. So last year he was the RB19 in half PPR scoring per game. But I honestly think, we all think, right, he could have been a lot more. The Bucs were stubbornly operating out of a committee. Bucky had 14.9 touches a game, and Rachaad White had 12.2. So they were pretty close. I don't think it'll be the same this year. If we can look at kind of the end of last year, in the final two games, Bucky outtouched Rachaad White 45-7. So I think they saw the writing on the wall there, and they kind of went that route. So yeah, Bucky Irving, are you drafting him at cost? Are you in?
I am in. I always got to bring it back to the offensive line. It is a little worrying that Tristan Wirfs, I still don't think we have a full update. He could start the season on PUP, which could, I think, that's 4 weeks to begin the season, which is kind of a bummer because Wirfs is fantastic, and hopefully he comes back to speed if he starts in by week 5 or week 6. But yeah, it's still at the end of the second round. I'm here for that. And then a lot of times, if you have like a turn, if you have the first overall pick, you can get Bucky a lot of times at that 2-3 turn, which I think is pretty nice. Start with like a Chase, Bucky, X, whoever, which I think is pretty strong, actually. And that once we got to the games that mattered when he was taking over almost a full workload, I think we'll see something closer to that. I don't think he's going to handle like 80% of the snaps, but yeah, I think a last half of the second round pick, he's definitely worth it.
All right. I'm in, as I said. The second running back, I'm going to default to you because I know I remember you were a fan last year coming into the draft, and I think you're still a fan. So we're going to talk. You're going to talk Tyrone Tracy. I will say his ADP right now is RB30. He is leaving at spot 85. Go for it.
Yeah, once you hit on someone, you kind of just have like an affinity for him forever. Obviously, Tyrone Tracy came out and 6th round of the NFL draft last year, leapfrogged Devin Singletary pretty quickly, ended up with over 1,100 total yards. Devin Singletary is still on the Giants, by the way.
Yes, he is.
I didn't realize this as I was looking up something about Tracy a month or two ago. I'm like, oh yeah, Singletary is still here. But they did add Cam Scatterboo, everyone's favorite college playoff running back after he tore off a couple incredible games. I like Scatterboo. I'd still have far preferred Tracy than Scatterboo all through the summer. Though Tracy's price tag has come up a little bit more as Scatterboo missed some time. I think Tracy was down in like the mid 9th round, which I was clicking pretty much every single time in Underdog and other best ball drafts. Now he's up at like the 7-8 turn, as you said, somewhere in the 8th round. Again, talking about a left tackle, we need Andrew Thomas to stay healthy this year to really right the ship for the Giants offense. I'm still in on Tracy where he is now, although I would have liked it more if he stayed in the 9th round. I would have liked him even more.
Yeah, listen, you can get that good value early in the summer, but unfortunately by the time it comes down to this time of year, especially in home leagues and redraft, like depends. I mean, if you have people in your league that are paying attention, a lot of times you don't. My main home league, I'd say at least, half don't have any idea what's going on, which is great. Which is why I've won it, the last, I don't know, like 6 out of the last 11 years. But hey, that's
that's a run. That's a dynasty.
A little humble brag there. Yes. But anyway. All right. So that's Tyrone Tracy. Before we move on to our next guy, we actually have a dynasty question for you, Justin.
Oh, okay.
In the comments.
Krosky Merritt still available on the waivers and dynasty. What percentage of the waiver budget would you spend on him? We kind of come back to this every year in dynasty and redraft. I like getting rid of all of my waiver budget, so I don't have to mess with it anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he's anti.
If you have like 1,000 in Fab or 100, I guess it just depends. Let's say 100. I think that's pretty standard. I mean, like 30%. I would give to him. It seems like Brian Robinson is almost assuredly out of town. And I think I'd rather have Bill in Dynasty than redraft, where now, like in redraft and best ball streets, he's going in like the 12th round, which is pretty high. I mean, he looks good in preseason, but
it is.
But these people who are taking him in the 12th round didn't know who he was in July. So I don't, it's too high. And we could clip this and we could play how stupid I am in a few weeks or
no. Listen, we've been burnt by the training camp, darling, year after year. There's at least one, usually two, maybe even three. I feel like for my own personal portfolio, I'm probably going to get burned by Deontay Thornton because I just have been drafting him everywhere, and he may end up being that kind of situation, but hopefully not, because I'm excited about him and I have a lot of him. All right, cool. So, and I would say, Jake, I would deduce what he just said by a little bit, because Justin is an overspender. He doesn't want a deal. So,
so if I said 30%,
I'd go 20, 25.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah,
I think that's probably smart.
All right, let's move on to back to running backs. Thank you for your question, Jake, State Farm. All right, Trey Benson. I like Trey Benson. I'm excited about him a little bit. So, okay, James Conner is still the lead back. We know that. No change there. We all talk about this every year. Like, how long can he sustain this volume? Right.
And he used to be like an injury-prone guy. And now all of a sudden,
right.
Most
so
he's back in the league.
He's football old, right? He's 30. And he had a career high 283 touches last year. So, like, I mean, I want to believe in you, James Conner. I do. But I think Trey Benson is a really good value at the moment. Yeah. His ADP, he is running back 46. He is leaving at pick 140. Anything new to add to that, Justin? Or are you in kind of? I mean, there?
He's just one of the best contingency plans in the league, I think, is taking Benson. He didn't look fantastic in his limited role last year, but as you said, I mean, nothing against James Conner, but he's going higher than ever too. Yeah. Career high in touches, and now he's like the end of the 4th round or something. He was like a 6th round ADP last year, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I mean, Benson, especially like a 0 RB build, if you're just loading up on dudes that could get a boost in value if something happens to the guy in front of him, he's the perfect situation for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in PPR, you pump the brakes a little bit because the passing down work is DeMarcado. Why can't I think of his first name now?
Yeah, Amari.
Thank you. Yes, so there is that. So in PPR, maybe I'd downgrade him a smidge, but I agree with you there on him. All right, the 4th running back that I want to talk about, actually I want you to talk about, is Ray Davis. I believe he was one of your favorites, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, I was into Ray Davis too. Look, I hit on Tracy. I hit on Davis, but so Ray Davis.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He had his couple of games though. I mean, he had the full job on like week 5 or something when Cook was out.
Yeah,
and he had 97 rushing yards, 55 receiving yards. He broke a long catch in week 9. He had 2 catches for 70 yards, big touchdown. And that was kind of it. It was kind of middling performances. Outside of that, he got the full workload in week 18 as well. I don't think Cook played in that game at all. And then obviously Davis would have been quite the steal if Cook would have tried to hold out until the regular season. I think the writing was on the wall that was never going to happen in the first place. Now he has a 4-year, $50 million contract. So Davis will be right back where he was. My big selling point with Davis last year is I thought he was going to be like the bowling ball bruiser around the goal line. And instead, Cook scores like 16 rushing touchdowns.
Which we know is not going to happen again. That's going to regress, right? Again. So, yeah.
But him just taking the goal line role, I thought that would be pretty much Davis's. So we'll see. Like Trey Benson, he's kind of just the contingency plan. I think Davis could sneak into flex appeal some weeks, but I'd prefer to not be streaming running backs if I can help that. So I'd look at him more of a handcuff, an emergency like RB3 if you have a league that you have to start 3 running backs. So Davis is fine, and where he's going, it's very palatable.
And I think similar to Benson as well, he has Ty Johnson in there for that
exactly
as well. So we have to, I guess, temper our expectations there as well. All right, one more running back I want to talk about. My guy, Jalen Wright, the super fast Miami Dolphin running back. He was used extremely sparingly last year behind Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert. Mostert. I combined the Raheem and Mostert is gone. And Achane has a calf injury right now and is not playing. He will play. I mean, clearly they're just resting him. But we assume if Jalen Wright beats out Alexander Madison and rookie Ollie Gordon, of course, that's not a given. But, I mean, the way Alexander Madison has played the last couple of years, I don't see how that's not possible. And Ollie Gordon, I mean, he may come along eventually. But so Jalen Wright, I mean, if, Achane is not exactly super durable. I mean, limited time in the league, but he has been hurt quite a bit, and he's hurt already. So
this would be the third year, right? Didn't he miss some time last year too?
Yeah. So Jalen Wright right now is running back 55. He's leaving at spot 161. So he's a good value for someone that A is probably going to be the RB2 in Miami, and then B might get more time if Achane is hurt. So I don't think a lot of people, for some reason, are talking about Jalen Wright like they should be, or maybe they are, and I'm just not paying attention.
Usually, anytime I bring up Jalen Wright on the internet, someone says that's Ollie Gordon's job. They don't have anything to back it up with. They just Ollie Gordon is a rookie, and Jalen Wright is no longer. People just say the rookie's name.
Right. And I think, listen, Ollie Gordon, I mean, if, God forbid, something actually happens to Achane where he's legitimately sidelined, Ollie Gordon may get that shot later on down the line. But like you said, he's a rookie, and I think Jalen Wright at least deserves the right to have that backup role.
And I think he fits that like slasher running back better anyways. Jalen Wright, I should say.
Yeah.
He ran a 4.38. He has a 9.82 RAS score. He was going in the 14th round last year, and everyone knew that he was the third running back.
Right.
And now he's the second running back, and he's going in the 14th round.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how his ADP didn't move at all.
Well, Ollie Gordon,
Ollie Gordon. Yeah, I guess. People are afraid of Alexander Madison. Yeah, I'm in on the right, especially I did the ESPN sleeper article, I think, last week. And when I did that, he was going undrafted in ESPN leagues. So, I mean, if you can get him in the last round, he's the easiest start throw to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like if it's redraft or whatever, if it doesn't pan out and Ollie Gordon does win that role, then you drop him. Yeah, and you move on. All right, that's all. Do you have any other running backs you would like to talk about, or are we set?
No, it's kind of we kind of knew it was going to be a weak class, and then it kind of just was.
Yeah, no, for sure. Other than Bucky, who kind of was the standout.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the wide receiver. I wasn't going to talk about Ladd McConkey, even though you and I have been talking about Ladd McConkey for many years. I wasn't going to talk about him, but then our producer used him in the thumbnail. So we're going to talk about him for a second. There's really no reason to talk about him. You're going to draft him. Jim Harbaugh actually recently came out and said that he was uncoverable one-on-one. So yeah, I mean, right now he's wide receiver 11. He's being picked. He's at the end of the second round. He's wide receiver 22. That's in the aggregate ADP. I've seen him going earlier than that, mid to early second round as well. I'm not scared of Keenan Allen. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm not. So yeah, draft Ladd McConkey.
I don't think there's any reason that if they think McConkey's better out of the slot, they're not going to start lining up as a perimeter only receiver just because Keenan Allen's in town. I don't think they're going to put McConkey wherever he's the best at, and then the rest will just fall in place. Keenan will get where they put him. Quentin Johnston will stay outside. Trey Harris will stay outside. There's no reason for that. It's not like they have a tight end. So
no, I mean, they have like 4, but I don't know that any of them are like, viable right now, or at least we'll see what happens there. But yeah, draft Ladd. All right, let's move on to the guys that we were actually going to talk about. Xavier Worthy. He's an interesting one. He's really high in draft capital right now. He is the wide receiver 21. He's leaving at pick 47. I mean, I get it, and then I also don't. So his workload and output did grow steadily last year over the course of the season. Rashee Rice, 1, recovering from LCL injury, 2, dealing with possible suspension. Adam Schefter came out, I believe it was yesterday. So the latest news here is that it should be settled before the season starts. He thinks it will be, he said, between 3 and 6 games, most likely 5. So I don't know. Schefter decided on 5, so I'm going to roll with 5.
Yeah.
Either way, that's significant. I mean, 5 is a little less than a third of the season there. So
it's at least better than the placement that we were expecting earlier. It was going to, like, the hearing was going to be like week 3 or week 4 and then the suspension.
Right.
And then it was, like, that's even worse. If that was 5 games in the middle of the season, it's harder to stomach.
Right. So, I mean, it's one of those things, like, you get excited about him and then you remember it's the Chiefs and, like, they don't have that kind of fantasy asset in their pass catching room. You know, it's tough.
Yeah. And they're almost like refusing to throw the ball down the field. And that's where Worthy would really make hay in fantasy, is if he had like 2 20 to 25 yard targets a game, but he might have like 5 the whole season.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I do like him and I've taken him, but he's so expensive now. I just feel like if he was a couple rounds cheaper, I'd feel a little better about hitting that button. But I think there is potential there, of course. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be good and they're going to score points. It's just a matter of how they do it and when they do it, you know?
Right. They're going to do it with Isaiah Pacheco. That's how.
Yes, and that's another conversation. You and I are both in on Pacheco, and nobody else seems to be, so that's fine with me. Okay, so the next guy that I have here is Ricky Pearsall, who, I mean, I have a ridiculous amount of him. I'm excited about him. I mean, he's moving up a little bit. So his ADP right now is wide receiver 40, pick 84. I mean, the guy, first of all, he played 11 games after being shot one day before the season started in a carjacking. And he came back in 11 games after being shot. I mean, that's just kind of, most people take, you know, a full year to even just like be normal. I would go to the grocery store.
I wouldn't go to walk. Yeah, I wouldn't even be going on walks if I got shot.
Right. And he is full on NFL speed game for 11 games and actually played well. The last 2 weeks, so against the Lions in week 17, he had an 141 line, right? And then the next week he had 6 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. I mean, the guy at the moment could be the wide receiver 1 for the 49ers.
Right. And even if he's not like the target leader, he'll still have a huge role.
Yeah.
Ayuk's gone. Obviously, Debo's gone. They still have Kittle. Juwan Jennings is still dealing with something, isn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
So, yeah, we've got Pearsall. Someone mentioned that even with everyone missing last year, so Trent, CMC, Ayuk, the 49ers still finished 9th in DVOA last year with all those pieces missing. So, like, the floor is here for any of their wide receivers. And if Pearsall is the wide receiver 1, like, yeah, he's one of my favorite mid-round picks.
Agreed. I'm glad we can agree. Not that that's great for a podcast, but, you know, no debate. I'm with you. Before we move on, we've got a couple. The Sprite official needs trade help, but did not post what trade they need. But Coconut 360, what do you think of trading Achane for Derrick Henry?
Definitely matters scoring setting. And if we're talking like redraft, if it's dynasty, I mean, it's pretty easily Achane.
Let's just assume regular redraft.
Yeah, regular redraft. We'll just say it's a half PPR. I mean, yeah, I'd probably rather have Henry right now. I think the ceiling could be higher for Achane if he just gets like 80, 90 targets, because obviously Derrick Henry's not going to do that. And then if this is a PPR, it's easily Achane, and if it's standard, it's very easily Derrick Henry, I think.
Yeah, no, I concur. I mean, I'm down with that. All right. Excuse me. All right, next guy that we have here is Roma Dunze. I'm going to let you take Roma Dunze. The Chicago, I don't know. I have a tough time with it. So I'm going to let you talk about it.
It's a lot. Yeah, obviously a rough first year for Roma Dunze. The connection with Caleb Williams wasn't really there. The play calling was obviously not there for almost the entire season. It looked a little bit better by the end of the season, but still not great. They obviously went out and got a legitimate offensive coordinator, so that helps things. Yeah, there's not really any one spot that Odunze was shining in. The connection, like I said, between him and Caleb and zone coverage wasn't very good. He had 1.25 yards per route run, which was 70th of 105 qualifiers. He caught only 33 of those 55 targets, a 60% catch rate, which is like 90th. It was 90th out of the 105 qualifiers. So they were just not connecting when he was trying to sit down in zone. They've got another year together, a full off season. So that kind of puts the arrow up. But then you consider the fact that they added not only Colson Loveland to the tight end room, but they also added Luther Burden. Obviously, Keenan is out, but Keenan wasn't particularly efficient with his touches anyways. I'm not super into Odunze this year. I've taken him a couple times, particularly if I'm trying to set up some sort of stack. It's going as wide receiver 34. Is that where you have him?
33, yeah.
33. I mean,
this is
kind of a low risk thing, but
so I'm not into him either, and I didn't include him in my sophomore article, but I threw him on our show sheet at the last minute just because I feel like when we're talking about sophomores, we need to at least address him. But I'm kind of more on Loveland or nothing. Maybe Burden. I don't know. I
don't really love DJ Moore at his price point
no,
either.
me either. I think we've talked about this, or maybe it was.
Oh yeah, I think we have. I think we came to the consensus where it's just like, if you really think the whole offense is going to do that well, just take like Caleb Williams as your low end QB1 or something.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I can't ever quit DeAndre Swift, so that's something that's it's you know it's unfortunately I know. Listen, you don't have an emotional attachment like I do.
I know.
A lot of people can. I cannot. I will.
All of your running backs are aging out.
All of them. What do you mean? Oh well,
yeah,
Nick Chubb. Yeah. Listen, he had a good preseason week 2 game. He was sent out. He was sent off to pasture, and he's back. And poor Todd Gurley is gone as well. Sony Michel, I believe, is out of the league.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
But we still have James Cook, who is alive and well and has a fresh contract, as we talked about earlier. So I do still have James Cook. All right, let's move on here to our last. Is that our last guy to talk about? And that is Roman Wilson. I have been lightly banging the Roman Wilson drum all summer, and it's probably going to bite me in the butt because who knows. But so
who's his competition? Yeah, sorry.
Well, so no, I was just going to say, so the wide receiver 2 spot behind DK Metcalf is completely up for grabs. Calvin Austin was, the heir apparent, whatever, but he's now out with an abdominal strain. So you got.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so you have Roman Wilson, who missed pretty much his entire rookie year last year. He was hurt, but I mean, he's a free space. Like, he's wide receiver 91 right now, pick 252. I get it. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Arthur Smith. Like, there's all the gross things, but at the same time, somebody has to catch the ball there besides DK Metcalf. Yes, they have Jonnu Smith and our boy Harry Fister, Pat Fryermuth. But I think somebody has to catch the ball there. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you laugh.
It's good. I wasn't expecting that.
Really? You should have. But yeah, so Roman Wilson. I mean, no. Okay. Let's be real. We're not going to draft Roman Wilson in redraft, or maybe we will. But he could end up being a waiver wire darling when he has like 2 touchdowns and 162 yards in week 1. Who knows? Right. He's free, and there's really nobody else there in line. Calvin Austin, I know they want him to be a thing, and I really actually like Calvin Austin. I was in on him last year, and I do like him as well, and I am drafting him. But abdominal strain, I guess that'll heal. But
I mean, you can talk yourself into it too. I mean, DK Metcalf is not going to be working on dig routes and over the middle crossers and stuff. He's going to be taking the perimeter sideline routes, all the 9 routes and all posts and stuff. And that's exactly where Roman Wilson doesn't operate. He's a crosser. He's an over the middle guy. So if he's fully healthy, he could really be that intermediate guy. They're obviously going to play a lot of 2 tight end sets. Like you said, it's an Arthur Smith offense, but Yeah. Last round, especially if you're, I mean, I'm not going too crazy here, but if you're like in a 14 team league, so these people start to matter, you know?
They do. No, for sure. And there's people in 14, 16, whatever. We have a question. I think Kyle is, I assume you're asking who you should take, rather than just telling us that you have the 10th pick in
Oh,
a,
the
in a
10th?
yeah. I mean, for me, the 10th in a half PPR, I'm looking at like Nico Collins, or it depends on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends, of course, on who's there, like on your league. But I would say Nico Collins, Brian Thomas, if you want to go the wide receiver route. If you're looking,
I did
or
a,
Neighbors, Neighbors might fall there too.
oh yeah, Neighbors would absolutely be my
Yeah.
pick if he was there.
Yeah. If Neighbors is there, I would take Neighbors over Collins or Thomas. But
I did a who should I draft with the 9th pick. I don't know if anyone did a 10th, but if you want like a full explanation, you could just search who should I draft with the 9th pick
here, I can tell you real quick, because I
on
have
444, and you can have you can read the whole dang article, see if any of those guys fall.
Someone should be doing the 10th. It's a matter of whether they did it or not.
Like if CMC, between Henry or Josh Allen. Oh, don't take Josh Allen.
Oh, don't take Josh Allen in the first round.
Unless it's a super flex league. Just wait.
Yeah. No. If you really want him, you can take him on the way back in the second. But to me, I mean, that's still too early for me.
I would do Henry. I would do a wide receiver, and then at the end of the third, I would take Jaden Daniels. If your league's not super quarterback thirsty.
Oh, it's a keeper league.
Oh, okay. It's a keeper league.
The details are coming out later as we're babbling about everything else. Kyle, you got to give it all up front, dude. Yeah, I mean, between a keeper, I mean, if you're giving up, I guess it's Henry. I wouldn't give up my first round pick for Josh Allen. That's just
I wouldn't either.
So yeah, if you have to pick between those two, I would let I would
Henry.
Yeah, I would let Allen go, and I would keep Henry. And you may get to. I mean, yeah. All right. Anyway, okay. I think we're done. We're good.
Yeah.
So I have another The Most Accurate podcast this week on Friday morning. Well, I don't remember what time. I think it's 11 Eastern. I will be with Denny Carter, friend of the show from NBC
Kickers?
Roto World, of course. Yes. Denny and I will be doing kickers. We're the only two, one of the only two pro kicker people in the fantasy football industry. So we will be doing an entire show dedicated to kickers. So make sure you line up now, because it'll be standing room only of all the people that want to hear about kickers. But yeah, that's on Friday. And then for everything else, there's, I mean, a ridiculous amount of content right now at 444. I can't even.
There might be a second team app on Friday even, but I'm not sure I don't know what they're talking about.
I think John and Addison do one every Friday as it is. So yes, there will be that one as well. If you don't want to come and listen to us talk about kickers. But yeah, other than that, hit 444. We have an insane amount of content right now. Anything you can possibly,
truly,
any format, any pick, any category, Justin and I have written it along with our lovely staff. Justin, do you have anything to add or say?
No, great run through the sophomores. Look forward to our next conversation.
Yes, and our streaming show will be starting on week 1.
Oh yeah.
We haven't talked about time and date, but I assume it will be Tuesday mornings, as it's always been. We will do our weekly streaming show. Justin and I will, every week we'll be there. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Maybe.
Hold on. We're still here.
I don't know why.
All right, I'm leaving.